Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Lifestyle with Coco. Thank you for being subscribers on my show. I hope all the videos I've been putting out have been relaxing and very entertaining. And I promise that incoming videos of subsequent videos are also going to be very entertaining and very relaxing. So please stay tuned, continue to engage this channel, tell people about it, follow, like, subscribe, share our videos. Thank you and I appreciate your subscriptions. God bless you. So this episode I'll be talking about my career, how it's been after graduation from school, everything I've been indulging in, trying to get a headway, trying to make a start, trying to jumpstart my career, build it up, and all the challenges and whatnot that I've encountered over the years. So anyway, permission to say, while growing up, my parents actually wanted me to be a medical doctor, but I couldn't even stand the sight of blood, plus many other things. I was really not great with sciences. I was all the physics, the chemistry, the mathematics. Nah, not me. I was great with social sciences. I was great at art courses, and so somewhere along the line I swapped. Became left science class, became an art student. It was heartbreaking for my dad, but I did quite well because that's what I had the passion and knack for, and I was great at literature. I was good at government and commerce and English language and all that. So fast forward to a few years later, I graduated from a tertiary institution. I finished from the Great University of Benin and went on to do my service at Ogun State, Abeokuta precisely. I taught literature in English and English language at a public school, Reverend Kuti Grammar School. I think I was actually commended for being one of the best coppers, if I remember correctly. Yes, I was. It was quite interesting. I think it was at that time I got to know that I had this knack for teaching, like talking. I remembered I was teaching, I don't mean to be crude, but the students that were under me, they're brilliant in the name of Jesus. But it was then I got to know that I had a knack for teaching. And okay, my kids are about to distract me. So moving on. Afterwards, the first job I had was working in an insurance firm straight out of NYSC. I didn't want to slack, as in Lagos. I did not want to sit idly and do nothing. I didn't want to be idle. So I got to know of this. I think there was American International Insurance Firm. I worked with them as a marketer on commissions. And dare I say, it was really nice. I think that was the first thing that opened my eyes to what it means to make money, your own money. There's no pocket money from the parents anymore. I think that's the first time I got to experience what it means to make your own money and how sweet it can be. Although back in the university days, I remember sometimes I used to do a little bit of hustle here and there. Wasn't serious. I helped someone to sell this fairly used clothing or cricker. So I sold. I realized I was really good at it, convincing people to buy. I was really good at something. I know I made a little profit from it and it was nice. I did that I pulled it off effortlessly, I remember. But I think that's just about the hustle I did in school. Just that back in years. So after school and then after NYSC, I didn't want to be idle. So I heard of this earning on commission. I didn't know what it was, but I just felt anything is better than just sitting at home. I did not want to sit at home. So I started working. I was put under a unit manager who happened to be a pastor. He directed me he taught me how to go on it. So whenever I was going to meet his clients and all that, I would tag along like a PA. And the man was a very decent person, was a decent human being, Mr. Oguchukwu. I remember him clearly. His wife was working with KPMG. He was really proud of our achievement, so he was always telling us about it, how powerful the wife was, the senior manager at KPMG or something in Lagos. So it was nice. And then the first money I made fresh out of school was I think 80,000 naira. That's the first commission I made. And then the following month, I think I made the following month I made 120,000. And then I think 2 months after that or 3 months after that, I made 354,000 naira from commissions. Like, and I'm like, good, just like that. And then I didn't even really understand the whole, I'd not fully gotten the grasp of it. All I did was just, okay, I got the clients, maybe a few people I knew, maybe some aunt, some uncle, some daddy's friend or whatever who I knew. And then I would tell my boss about it, and together I would fix an appointment, inform my boss, inform the person, and then we'll go for the appointment. I basically just sat to watch and learn as my boss tried to woo the clients, teach them about the importance of having an insurance and policy and all that. And then when the client is convinced and ends up buying such policy or in investing in such policy, the commission comes to me. So basically what he was just doing was teaching me, because it was good on him. If the people under him, the pupils under him are performing well, automatically that is great for his own resume, his own reputation. So he was willing to go with anyone who had a client and needed to sell the client. So they did that, and that man did not take a kobo, on God. He did not take one kobo, 1 naira out of my commissions. He gave it to me complete. So I remember I felt first money I earned. I made curtains. My parents had just finished their second house in Benin. My daddy went there. I decided I was going to make curtains. Like, I didn't want my dad to take the curtains from his former house and use that. I just wanted to be this good daughter. I remember making curtains and sending them home from Lagos. It was really nice. My dad was impressed. My mom, they loved it. And then I got a washing machine, because I knew that my dad, I know getting a washing machine would literally just be the last thing on his mind. This is patient of these parents and all. He would not really think about that. And also I knew that if I sent the money home to say, you guys should buy this washing machine, that will not happen. So I bought it in Lagos and sent it all the way through a park down to Benin. From that 354,000 naira, and that's the third money I earned immediately after NYSC, and it opened my eyes. 354k was a big deal then. So imagine having that. I'm like, isn't this sweet? So it's sweet like this to earn money by yourself. It opened my eyes to like what I think it made me understand that saying where it said the best protection a woman can have is a little money of her own. I think from that moment onwards, when I got that money, I realized there and then that I wanted to be the kind of woman that wasn't just married to a rich man, but was also a rich woman. I wanted to add value. I did not want to be a liability. I did not want to be the kind of woman who just whether or not I was a housewife, I can be a housewife, I can be a mom and still work from home and still do my thing. And all. Right there, I made that decision that I wanted to be the kind of woman with power, the kind of woman with money, the kind of woman who could pay her bills to, the kind of woman who could support her home, who could support her spouse. And that's how the journey started. So I went on. I didn't just sit idly, but actually I worked 2 jobs in Lagos. Yeah, people look at me and be like, when they see me, I come off as this really delicate woman. I think I said that in one of my previous episodes. This very mienge kind of woman that's just doing yonkon, that just, loves to rub powder and lip stains and just, yes, I am all of that. I love makeup. I love to look good, hair, clothes, shoe bags. I love all of that. I love the good life. But I am strong. I did not even know I had certain capabilities in me that God had put in me until I was forced into the ward and, first cater for myself. I had to, or rather began catering for myself and, all that, motherhood, having kids and all that, married to a young man who's also a hustler, who's not exactly a billionaire or anything. You guys are just trying to build your home and build your life together. It brought out the strength in me that I did not know I had. And I'm grateful for it. I think when it comes to my career, this is going to be a rather long episode because I'm really proud of all the milestones I've attained and all the in-betweens that have happened and all. I am definitely not where I want to be. I'm not even close. But yes, I am not where I used to be. When I look back, it's just like when I was putting together this episode, I went to my Instagram post, checked out the channels and pages I had opened before. All of this was before I got married and had babies. And I saw that and I looked at it and I had this, I don't know the feeling, this is nostalgia. I don't know what to call it. There was this, I was excited about it. I was a little sad because I just thought like, oh, I could have pushed further. I could have pushed more. Maybe now I would have my own talk show on TV. I would be doing amazing and big things and making money. And then I just waved it off and like, nah, no regrets. I love my children. I love my spouse. I love my life. Yes, it's hard. It's tough, but I would not trade my life for any other. And I know that all of these things, I am still going to achieve it. I'm still going to get to the set goals. I am still going to make these things happen. I'm still going to do these things. Motherhood is not, may have caused a little delay, but delay is not denial. It's not going to stop me. If anything is even good now. Now I'm done with bearing children. So right now it's making money alongside my spouse to care for these children, to give them a better life even than the one my parents gave to me. My parents did their very best for me. My dad was very resourceful, a great hard worker. My mom, they were both industrious. They were hardworking people and they tried to give us the best. I don't remember ever going to call an aunt or an uncle to come pay my school fee and all that. Even when they did not have it, was tough for them. They struggled to make sure that we didn't have to beg for food or anything. So I think I owe it to my kids also to do the best and even do better for my children than my parents did for me. I think that's the best legacy. I really would not want them to struggle, as much as I did. Yes, they will have their struggles, of course. What I mean is having to start from the bottom. No, I want to leave something that's like a legacy that they can grow, build upon it and make it bigger. And that's how it just goes. I believe in generational wealth. I want to do that. I want to create generational wealth. That is the goal. That is the goal. It's not a destination. It's like a journey. One that I'm going on with my spouse, one that my children will continue, and it will just be better, not backwards, just forward ever. So that's the feeling I got when I looked at these channels. I felt immediately I was able to wipe out the sadness, and I just thought, no, Coco, don't feel bad. Because I looked at some of all those videos, I was young, bubbly, full of life. I started using my cell phone, in the living room. My small space was a bed, a room and a parlor back then. And my younger sister, just sat on the center table and did this shooting. And that's when I opened my first channel, Life of an Ordinary Nigerian. It's like a pet project to me. It's very dear to me. It's something that I hope to build on in years to come and leave as a legacy for my kids. I have all those mind-boggling, bright ideas for this channel, and I cannot wait to pour them into it. Lifestyle with Coco was something that came on much later, but Life of an Ordinary Nigerian is my baby. It's my baby, and I pray that God gives me the grace and everything that I need inside of me not to give up on that dream. So that's how I started it, and I'm going to be showing clips of it when I did that, when I did all this stuff where I would go into the streets, I would talk to people, I would talk to children on the road, on the highway. And Lagos is not even as, now I live in Benin. Lagos was even much harder doing that in Lagos, and because Lagos is such a big city, and I could do that. I was that brave, that courageous. And so sometimes when I'm sitting now and I get a little frightened when I want to do something, like I just want to go to this Ring Road Square and make a video, I'll be like, Coco, no. I'm like, Coco, why are you scared? Why are you fidgeting? You are Coco, you are sharing facts. Ochua or Mobaga Resakagbosu. That's who you are. You are brave, you're a courageous girl, you have big dreams. Live up, you have expectations that you want to live up to. My God, do not slack on them. Do not relax, do not be afraid. Go forth into the world and conquer. God has put everything inside of you that you need to shine. Shine so brightly, you're a diamond. And that's what I tell myself, and I be like, I will do all of this by the grace of God, and my babies will grow up, they'll be proud of me. My husband will be proud. Oh yes, my dad will be very proud. My mom will be proud. My sister, my brothers will be proud to have a sibling like me. and my friends will. At least those ones who have been pushing me, those ones who have been there for me and helping me and telling me, like, Coco, you can do this, you've got it in you. I appreciate all the support I get from people. I am a girl who has a lot of who has a strong support system. God has been really, really faithful in that regard, and I do not take any of such gestures for granted. It's been there. So even at the times where my career has been slow and has not been bringing in or fetching in as much money as I would have loved, or the business has been slow, God has put people in strategic places to help me. And so I am not a girl who, even when I've been stranded, God ensures that I am not left stranded. My children are not left stranded. He has put people, and I am grateful. I know this is not about that, but I had to say this because really, when you're a young girl with dreams and you're trying to build a business and a career, and it's not pushing up, it's not raking in all the money you need yet, but then still you've been managing people look at you and still feel like, man, this is God's glory. You're radiating, you're glowing. They're not seeing you suffer and all that. You have got to give credit to the people that God has used, divine orchestrations, divine blessings, the favor, the goodwill from people, just gifts, whether monetary or other kinds of gifts that God has just used some of all these people to help, to push even the business and the career to help. And I do not take such support for granted, and I needed to just mention it in this episode that I really appreciate it. I had to say it, I had to emphasize on it, so sorry for deviating. And then so back to the career. I was working 2 jobs in Lagos while I was in the insurance stuff. Because it was marketing, it gave me room. There was room to do something else. So since I wasn't required to be at the office every day. I was just required to go out, source for my clients, bring back money to the firm, get my commissions, follow up on my clients, and ensure that their money got paid. And the truth is, if I'm being honest, I would say that I'm not really somebody who believes in insurance in Nigeria, considering, back then. So even while I was working there, I was very skeptical, and this is me being honest. I didn't really believe in it. I was just in it, not because I was passionate about it, but I liked the commissions that were coming in, and I don't think it's great for a career part. I think it's a business, okay, but if you want to build a career, you really have to love what you do. And then I just knew that job was temporary. It was just a means to an end. It was just a way of holding mind, body, and soul together, pending while. So I took another job as a secretary to some business mogul in showbiz, Shina Pella's. I was the secretary for his record label, Aquila Records in Lagos. Our office was in Victoria Island, in Zumba and Badiwe. I worked there for quite some time. I cannot say the pay was nice. It wasn't so attractive, but the job was good. And, I met people. And, I'm looking back at it now and I'm realizing that I had a lot of opportunities to have gotten contact with some of these big names in the industry now. I think I was just slacking, or maybe because I was just a little girl fresh out of I don't tear the kind of eye people really think say I tear sha. Because looking back at it now, I should have followed up on certain contents then, not for any other reason, but other than for the purpose of just helping to push my career. When the time came and I needed such people, just send a message like, oh, hi, Sal, hi, Mom. Oh, I'm this little girl who was the secretary to this place. Please, you once came to my office, I attended to you. Oh, I just need a shout out. Oh, I just needed this and this in my business and all. And then, such things go a long way in putting you on the spotlight and helping. It's not only material, monetary, this thing, but, I didn't really... I didn't really do with this contact what I should have done. I think that's the word to use. I didn't. Anyway, fast track to later. I left the business. I left the job because I was having too much of late nights. One night coming back from work, it was really late. I literally almost got raped. It's a long story. I'd rather not go into it. But I think even I had to have a conversation with my parents. It was the night my dad called. I was still on the way getting home, and it was somewhere almost at midnight to 11. My dad was really upset. Plus, the company I worked for, they were not putting enough measures in place to ensure I got home safely. And also, I knew I couldn't last in the job. I know it wasn't it didn't require me to put myself in harm's way. So somewhere along the line, I quit, and I also quit the insurance. And that's when, at that time, I got admission into Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, FRC, and they had this radio school at Ikeja. I knew I wanted to be there. I checked out the courses. One time I had the opportunity of meeting somebody who worked at Wazobia FM, and the person told me, like, oh, before you can even get looked at, before anyone can even check you out, you have to have the training, the certificate from this school. Is the criteria, the prerequisites. I'll be able to speak the English. Did I say that right? It's the first thing that is needed. You need to have that basic training. You need to have basic training, and you need to have training in basic presentation, intermediate presentation, and just basic courses. And I went on to do it. Yes, I did. I went on to have this certification courses. I have on my certificates. I did a course in creative writing. Actually, when we finished it, the piece I wrote for the end of term paper actually ended up being one of the best in my class. I got commended by my HOD, my head of department. I got commended by even my fellow, my colleagues. Some of them were working. People had to come from far away, Abuja and other places, just to attend, take these courses, these certification courses. That's how good or notable that school was. Bond FM is at Ikeja. So it was good. There were some who were already working as OAPs, and they came back there to add more to what they had. So I did a course in public speaking. I don't think I finished the one in public speaking, because I remember my mom was ill. I had to, in between courses, stop them, come to Benin to help. My siblings were still in school. My dad, had to be the one catering for her. So sometimes when he needed to work or travel to his businesses, I had to come, substitute, stay home. So I had all those breaking courses, and it affected the school thing a lot. So sometimes I will go back, start from the beginning again, from some course I had already finished, just like that. So I got started. I did creative writing. I remember one of the reviews I got from a colleague was when he said, really, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. In fact, he used me as a human being, me as a person, to write his own end of whatever paper. I know, because it was like every time he looked at me, or every time he looked up for me, I was always pressing my phone under the decks. And sometimes he wondered, like, what's this girl? This is just a girl this one just painted her face, knows how to dress well, a slay queen, and just wants to go to radio school. This one doesn't really know what she's doing here. So instead, he was honest about how it felt or how he viewed me. And people do that a lot, not just to me. People do that to each other. People judge people even before they even have an opportunity of knowing them. I know. But I liked his review. He was honest, said how he felt. So he was really surprised when he read my end of this thing. In fact, my topic was picked to be presented. Yes, it was picked to be presented to the overall, I think, head of the school or something, head of programs or something. My HOD picked mine. It was nice. I remember the topic was the Nigerian police is your friend. That was it. And I went on to write a real life encounter that I had, that I used to portray. And at the end, I was asking, is the Nigerian police really your friend? Is the Nigerian police really your friend? That was it. And it was, my colleagues were stunned and astonished by how well I wrote that piece. I know. So I did in public speaking. We had the likes of Helen Paul, I think, who came to our school to give speeches and to enlighten us on how it was in the showbiz world and all that, the OAP industry or on-air personalities and how they go about it. I think, was it Tokema came? Well, I think one time she came to our school. I'm not so sure. I can't remember. I know Helen Paul came. I think who came again? I've forgotten. So many notable personalities, big shots now, big names. They came, to our school to give us this thing. That's how cool it was. And now I'm just here sitting and wondering, what am I doing with my certificates? Why am I not working in a radio house? Why am I not doing this? But you know what? There's this dream to have my own talk show. I just need to work on a few things, put things in order, pay for airtime, air my own talk shows on have them on air, have it on radio, have it on TV, podcast, talk shows, whatever I want to do. And I know I'm good at this, and I know that these things would I'd go far with them. I would, by the special grace of God. And so that's just the aim now. So on the side, I've always had this thing for palm oil, red oil, and groundnut seeds. So back then I remember my dad said something to me a couple of years ago. He said, as of the time you had a dream of selling palm oil and groundnuts from Edo nuts, even the famous Okomu oil and some other brands were not even in existence then. I had this dream when I was quite young, when I had this idea to transport palm oil from Edo nut, because our oil was really peculiar from Edo nut. It was good. It had this rich flavor and fragrance. It was really nice. And then everyone knows how nice Auchi groundnut is. So I had that dream. And my dad was like, you wanted a white collar job, so you didn't pursue it and all. And it made sense, because then if I'd followed it, I'm sure by now I'd be a big shot. I'd just be counting my money, my millions, just from being from a red oil palm oil seller. But I don't regret it. I'm doing it now, and yes, sometimes it's exhausting. There are times I feel broken, like, God, how am I now carrying groundnut seeds and palm oil, walking about Benin to the streets of Benin and hawking to supermarkets and to people just on the road? Like, God, is this how? But there's no shame, there's no blame, there's no shame in doing anything that put food on your table. I help you put clothes on your back. You can feed your kids with and all. I don't. There's no shame in it. I have not sat down and felt ashamed. You know, someone once teased me and said, more, the way you hawk your business on WhatsApp, it's almost like you're selling the way people hawk on the streets, those roadside hawkers, the way they do it. You know, I would even use pidgin vernacular and pidgin English and just say the thing and all. And the person was like, but it's really commendable. It's good that when you come out, you're this slave queen, slave mama, and then you're this person who's hustling to build this thing. You're not ashamed. Why should I be? Who am I to be ashamed? I mean, Dangote is selling the salt and the sugar. So what am I to say that I cannot sell my palm oil? And, you know, I'd like to say there was a time I felt bad, because some friend had made a sneer remark to me where she said, oh, please, she can't sell groundnut and palm oil. I won't say the whole of the story so the person doesn't get offended, but it got to me. I think that was the only day I felt a little somehow like, I mean, come on, yeah? Why would you feel this way? Why would you say this to me? I am your friend. Why don't you tell me, oh, girl, you're doing great? I mean, I wish I had the courage you do to do this and not feel a certain type of way. You know, I wish you could do this. Of course, I want to be your girl wife too. I want to be married to an Odogu. But at the same time, I'd love to be an Odogu rest, to have my own money too. Because when Odogu is spending money and I'm just there too, complementing what Odogu is doing, the marriage will be sweet. The love will be sweeter. So that's the goal. Sometimes it's not go bad if Odogu rest go buy Odogu car abi, not go bad. So we'll get there. So that's when she made that scenario. I just realized, well, different goals, different mindsets. If you're okay, you're being contented being this way, and all, I want more for myself. I just brushed it aside. But so you'll see clips of me hawking groundnuts, selling, repackaging it, just here in my living room, doing what I can to get this oil out there, just doing it, starting it small. And I know that in a few years from now, I'm going to refer back to this episode and be like, started from the bottom, now I'm here. Started from the bottom, now I'm here. Like, I started from the bottom and I'm here. I'm going to say that. So it's just been career-wise. I know that it's going to take a couple of years. It's going to take dedication, consistency. I've not been very consistent. Neither have I been very disciplined with my career. I need to say that, yes, that has been my shortcoming. I haven't become that consistency. It has not been there. I'm not consistent, and I need that in order to be able to grow this. And I pray that is the one thing, that and alongside discipline. So the two things that I pray for right now, for God to give me, to persevere, to continue, not to give up, not to get to this part, stop. I'm a great starter, but I'm not very good at finishing what I start. I'm really good at starting. I have all these crazy ideas that when I just think about them, I'll be like, God, how do I convert all these ideas into $1 billion? I am swarming. Every time I ask God for money, He gives me mind-boggling ideas to like how to get the money, how to make it, but I just don't follow through. Like I said, I'm a great starter. I just need to put a thing together and become a great finisher. So I'm praying for the strength to persevere, to continue, not to give up on my dreams, not to, even when I feel weary or tired or I'm not where I want to be, to continue to push, to strive, to thrive, to push, to not give up because payday is near. Because one day, all this my effort, all this hustle, it will pay off. All this money, it will be there. I once referred to myself and I said, a millionaire, I'll be a billion. My friend said, nah, why are you limiting yourself? Aren't you Coco? You're a billionaire in the making. I'm coming. I am coming. You see what I'm saying? I'm coming. I'm coming. Coming. I wonder what to know. Gotta let it show. I'm coming. Forgive me. Not a great singing is definitely not one of the things I should go into, no matter all the things I dabble into. So, generally, I like to run errands for my friends. I do a lot of that. I think I once thought about registering a business name and calling it Errands Girl or errands.com. I'm so great at doing this. And my friends abroad will just call and be like, oh, Coco, help me. And just because they know, they trust that I can get it done, they confidently just send money to me and be like, please help me get this and this done. Please help me do this. I have friends here in Nigeria who tell me, oh, I'm too busy. My spouse is also busy. Oh, please, can you help me shop for our children? Oh, can you help me come to my house? I want to do a facelift. I just need you to get this and this done. And they trust me enough to do this for them. And afterwards, they tip me. And my tip is usually big. You know, they give me money and be like, no, you can't just do this thing for free. I take this thing now. This is like work for you. And my friends will be like, oh, can you make this meal? Can you cook this? I'm too busy to cook for my husband. Can you make me okra, egusi, this soup and that soup and that soup, and how much is it? And all these things. And so I'm just a girl who God has put a lot into, have all these potentials and skills. I would love to own a restaurant someday. I've always had that dream. As at the time I had the plan or dream of owning this restaurant where you can even order the food online. It was even strange in Lagos. It was not everywhere. It was not rampant. People were, it never even start. I'm talking like I'm not talking 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, over 12 years ago. I was like, what, maybe 21. When I first had the idea, like, I can have a restaurant and then it mustn't only be just a walk-in. I can open an app and then people will order food. And then I had this dream for like 20 years ago and I did not push through with it. And it would have been easier to do it then. But I did not. And God, please, I pray you bless me. Help me to put these things. These are the legacies that I want to leave and want my children to build upon. This episode is really, really special to me because I'm just out here to pour out how I'm just feeling. I get frustrated. I'm feeling about not my career, about not doing more than I think I should have. When I had this, so when I just go online, I see different restaurants popping left, right, center. Like you can order food online. You can do this. I'm like, Coco. Consistent, be disciplined when it comes to your career. Don't give up on it. Don't get weary. Don't get tired. Push. Yes, you've had challenges and obstacles that meddled in the way and got in between, but you can still do this. You can still make it. The sky is big enough. Even if 1 million of these things have opened, you still have the means to open yours, and yours will still be unique. It will still be distinct. And that is the drive that keeps me going. That is the drive that keeps me. And luckily, I'm married to a spouse who believes in my dreams and pushes me. And he also is blessed with all this might. Like, combined, if we can just, when we put our ideas combined, there are sometimes we discuss about our career and business and we'll just be like, God, both of us are like a bag of foreign working, $1 billion working. Like that song, Beyonce said, of course shit goes down when there's $1 billion in the elevator, because she and her husband combined is like $1 billion. And that's how I feel with my spouse, because we know that we have it in us. Like God has put these things in us that we can monetize. You know, we just need to push. Life has gotten in the way. Challenges, ups and downs and all that has tried to meddle, but we can still do this. So that is what is keeping us going. And I know we're going to get there. We are. So I'm still pushing. Now you see why you need to subscribe to my channel. Now you see why you need to encourage me by doing this. Support my dream, please. I have all this dream. I see the city I live in as like, it feels like a virgin land for me, waiting to be explored. I'd love to work for my state government someday. There's so many things. Edo State is so rich in culture, in diversity, is so diverse, is so rich in people, in culture. Everything is here. And it's unexploited. That's the word to use. Like, we're not even going to have the breadth of this state and all. We need to put certain things out there for people to know that Lagos and Abuja cannot be the only mega city. Benin can be a mega city. There's just things to put out there for people to know, for tourists to visit this place, for this city to open up to new opportunities and new investments and all. And by the grace of God, I'm going to do something out there that would help in doing all of that. Yes, I will, by the grace of God. It's coming. You'll wait for it. It's coming. So that's it about the career building and pushing. But I knew that even if while I was striving to build a career, I knew that I needed a business on the side. I knew that I needed to do something. So I began the palm oil and groundnut dream that I had years back. I started doing it. I'm doing it now on a small scale. And by the grace of God, I hope that it gets to become everything that I know that it can be. So enjoy going through this episode. I enjoy watching these clips of all my talk, how I started back in Lagos. All I did, I used to go around to people. There was this couple that lived in an uncompleted building. I once tried to take them out of the uncompleted building. All right, I even gave them money. I was able to raise money, not my personal money, just added to it, and I was able to raise money from well-meaning individuals. I went on Facebook, did a fundraising, just tried to help out. They were just on my street. I was passing, and I just thought the woman's daughter was intelligent, and just saw them. I used to buy things from the kiosk they had, and we got talking. I asked her if she would like to speak openly, and she said yes, she didn't mind. But you know how it is in Lagos. Some things just happened with that. I don't think the couple were ready to, want to work. I think they were just okay with getting all this relief from Nigerians, relief materials, and because of a few incidences that later happened, and I realized I was being used and taken advantage of. That's not a story I want to go into. Of this other woman that I recorded, that one was genuine, at least, as our living condition was so bad. I saw all these clips of all this stuff I did, experiences of bus conductors that I had, all this talk and all that I did, and I'll just put all the clips that I'll just be showing. And then how I've tried to do this. I am a reality star. I believe I was born to be a reality star. I think I was made for the TV. I was made for the screen. Because when I'm on camera, God, there's this happiness that comes from within me. There's this thing that radiates, this light that radiates. And I know I was born for the screens. I know I was born to do this. And I pray that God provides the platform where all of my dreams will be lived. All of my dreams will come to fruition. Dreams really do come true, and mine will come true. They will. My spouse's dreams will come true. My children, their dreams will come true. My siblings, my loved ones, dreams come true. And I will not stop encouraging and believing in myself and encouraging others to continue to believe in themselves, that our dreams really do come true. Even in a country like ours, with the way it's hell-bent on killing the dreams of young people, on making sure that the youth give up on their dreams and all, we are still determined to push, and lots of us will still have our dreams come true by the grace of God. Amen. Thank you for watching this episode. I hope you enjoy it. I hope there was something, one or two, to learn. I am open to getting advice from it. Please do not forget to subscribe. Tell people about this channel. Do not lose interest in it. Continue to watch, like, follow. Look forward to the next episode. It promises to be relaxing and entertaining as well.